So I got everything I had to do done today, and one thing I want to do for this video is I want to do a small interview with my good friend Brian Grecksch. This dude is, first off, a really good friend. He's a really cool dude. But second, he is just one of the most insane humans that I know. He is such an inspiration to me. He's such an inspiration to all the people around him, and he really deserves the credit right now. So I'm going to have him on FaceTime in a second, and I think he's going to have a really good story for you guys. Yo,
Brother,
what's going on, dude? How you doing?
pretty good, man. Yourself?
Good. How you feeling?
Recovery.
So I already introduced you to everybody who's watching this. I did not tell anybody your story yet. I just introduced you, so nobody knows. So first thing I wanted to ask, basically last weekend you did the unthinkable. You had one of the most memorable weekends of your life. Can you just tell us why it was so memorable and what you did?
I went to Sussex County Fairgrounds. I had signed up for a 24-hour race, and I wanted to do 100 miles because my previous race had got canceled. So within a week's notice, I had got in touch with the directors of this race, Rick and Jennifer, great people, and they pretty much let me come in. I wanted to do the 24-hour event. I gave it my best shot. I got 101 miles in 21 hours and 35 minutes.
Dude, that is insane to even think about.
24. It was memorable because of the fact that I got to spend that time doing something I love and that I'm passionate about, pushing the limits, pushing the boundaries. It's all about, at one point, it's not physical anymore. It's just mental. You get to the point where your body's going to be fried regardless. It doesn't matter who you are. It's 100 miles.
Well, I did some statistics checkups for you. I just want to let you know. You are in the top 0.003% of the world that's completed a 100-mile race.
Really?
That's crazy to think about. 0.003%. Not like 1%, 0.003%.
That is insane.
So that's got to make you feel pretty cool after that. You know, that's pretty awesome.
I never do that.
So from the beginning, I remember you talking about how you wanted to do the New Jersey Devil 100, I believe it was.
Yeah.
How did you train up to that point, and then what ended up happening?
So New Jersey Devil, it's roughly about like 100, maybe 103. I don't know the exact number, but that was the plan.
Yeah.
Training gravel, sand, dirt, running at the Manasquan Reservoir, local trails here. So with a week's notice that New Jersey Devil got canceled, I got in touch with the directors of 6 Days at the Fair, got in the 24-hour event, knowing that the race was pavement. I mean, I did it to myself because I wanted to try to push the limits a little bit. So I went out and I did that.
So you mentioned that this past race was the hardest thing that you've ever done.
Yes.
First, why was it the hardest thing you've ever done, and what ended up happening, and how did it affect you?
So this race was the hardest thing I've ever done. One, because I've never exerted myself for that long before. That was supposed to be a 24-hour period. I stopped at 21:35 and a couple seconds.
It doesn't matter at that point.
I didn't have anything left in the tank at that point. But the goal of a 24-hour race is to run for 24 hours. Around mile 70, I got really, really nauseous. From that point on, it was dry heaving, not being able to take in any more calories for a substantial amount of time. It's even hard to just want to drink water just because you're trying to move and your mind's on overdrive, trying to just go. But at the back of your mind, I still got 30 miles to go.
Is there anything that you would have changed or done differently? And what are the next steps for you?
The only thing that I feel I would have changed or did differently is obviously ran more pavement.
That's it. Yeah.
Been able to get a different pair of socks on. And what I mean by this is I have this squirrel nut butter.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a chafing, but there's some that are made for your feet. I put it on my Instagram. There's some that are made for your feet, and then some that are made for your legs or wherever you want to put it so you don't chafe. But there's also stuff that's made for your feet so you don't blister. I didn't have the chance to really change mine out because it was 30-something degrees.
Yeah.
I went to go unscrew the cap to take it out, and it was just frozen solid. So it was like, I checked it first before I went and took off my socks. It's just I didn't want to take off what I still had on of it because of the fact that then I wouldn't have anything.
So besides the missing toenail, you ended up going to the hospital.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
So after the race, I stayed in my truck for I finished running at around 6:45, 7 o'clock. I got to my truck. I don't remember much after that. I was in a lot of pain. Then Jackie ended up driving my truck to the hotel that we had rented. So like when you flex your foot, your toes are down and you bring them up to your shin to like kind of stretch for your calf or whatever. I had no range of motion at all. Like I couldn't even flex my foot. Knock out for about solid 5 hours, I would say. Then I started waking up because like my legs were just pounding and pounding. I had them up. I wasn't even moving. I had them elevated. Yeah. When it was time to finally leave, I went to go get out of bed and I couldn't even move anymore. I knew I was hydrated. I drank so much water, so much Gatorade, pissed into a cup, and it was just like super, super dark. And I was like, that's not good. We just made the decision to go to the hospital because I couldn't even physically get up to walk. I get to the hospital and I have a thing called rhabdomyolysis. I'm not exactly sure what this is. Yeah. Never heard of it. But I've never felt pain like that before in my life. And immediately the doctor came back in and said, have you ever heard of that? Like the rhabdomyolysis? Yeah. And I was like, I've never heard of that. They did the CK. It's something called CK. It's like creatine levels in your blood. My levels are supposed to be from 30 to 300. Mine were at 39.15. I went through like 10 IV bags that day.
Oh my God.
Like it was like on the constant flush. Like it was just flushing because it could cause kidney failure or something. I've never even heard of this before. So I was like,
news to you, right?
I was kind of shocked by it.
What are like the plans for the future? Like where do we go from here?
So what we're going to do from here is probably take the week or two off, absolutely no running. I have to do a follow-up with my primary in a week. They're probably going to draw more blood. He's going to check out my shins. The hospital recommended me going to a sports doctor or my primary, either or. Yeah. Just follow up with my shins, make sure everything's good, make sure there's not a stress fracture because my right leg is still very swollen by my shin. And I was like trying to research it a little bit, but I'm not a doctor. So
no. WebMD doesn't do justice.
Like heavy walking, a lot of biking, build the leg strength up again, get the shins feeling good, get the legs feeling good, and be ready to go by April for New Jersey Devil 100.
Oh, again, we're on. Oh my God. That's awesome. I love it. I love that you already have a goal set. You know, you're already ready to go. For anybody who's watching this, whether they're an actual runner or they're just looking to do something cool, do you have any tips for them? Just something to get their mind right before they kind of enter into this?
Going with a positive mindset. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about people judging you. All the ridicules and all the keyboard warriors and all the people that think the insecurities just because they can't do something doesn't mean anybody should be doing it. Put all that aside. If you have a goal and you have a dream, you do that. Yeah. You do you. You got to go out there. You got to be the one to put in the miles. You got to be the one to be lifting the weights. You got to be the one to be doing whatever you want to do. If that's in your mind and you want to do it, you have a long day at work, you go out there. At the end of that day, regardless of your job, there's always going to be somebody out there working harder than you. So you have to make sure that you're doing that as well.
That's it. I think The Rock always says it'd be the hardest worker in the room, right?
That's what you got to do.
Before we leave off, is there anybody that you would like to thank or any brands, I don't know, anybody who supported you through the process that you would just like to give a shout out to?
So the people I would definitely like to thank, number one, Jackie, my girlfriend, there for me every single step of the way. Made sure I had everything I needed at any given point. Was there for me the entire weekend and the whole after phase where I was broken. Drove my truck to the hospital, stayed at the hospital with me there. Jackie, number one. I would also like to thank all of my family that came out and supported me. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Kim for coming out, showing support, checking on me here and there. Thank you so much. Jason for sending me that awesome video, getting me fired up. I appreciate you, bro. And Jana, thank you so much for coming out as well. I appreciate you guys so much.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for getting on this FaceTime call with you. Brian, thank you so much for getting on FaceTime with me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Anytime.
I hope, I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
I hope everything heals well, and definitely hit me up soon, and we'll definitely get something going.
Will do, brother. Good
Awesome.
luck in you, and hope to get a couple bike rides in before you get to.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. So you're the man, Brian. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you. See ya. So that is it. I just got off the phone with Brian. He is the man. He is such a legend, and I am very proud to be his friend. I hope you guys enjoyed this, though. This just shows you that no matter what your goal is and what you're looking to do, you can do it. Go for it. Shoot your shot. Aim for the stars. And even if you miss, you'll hit something. So go make the most of your today. Go make the most of your tomorrow. The time is now. Get stoked. We're going to make it.